Well, celebrity-owned apartments and condos can command as much as, do you know this? 20 to 30% more than a comparable. So the same place, the same 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, whatever, if a celebrity lived in it, cost you 20 to 30% more. But not every celebrity carries the same weight. So you got to figure out who's worth what and how you can trade it. Here to tell us what celebrities are hot and which ones are not in the real estate arena, Paul Purcell, partner at Braddock & Purcell, which is a real estate consulting firm. And before we get into this, Mr. Purcell, is it downright idiotic to pay more for an apartment because somebody famous lived there?
Well, it depends on who you are and what you're looking for.
I'm me. I just want a place to go to bed.
You're not going to pay more for somebody famous's apartment.
Who
I don't
is?
think. Perhaps someone who wants a little bit of that magic to rub off on them. Someone who wants the bragging rights for a certain apartment. I think there's a lot of people out there that actually do it.
And you're telling me that, and I'm assuming these are more expensive properties, so 20 to 30% is real money. Not that it's not real money in any context, but if I'm dealing with a $5 million house, yeah, and you're telling me it's going to be $6 million because Britney lived there or whoever, people actually pay that?
Well,
as opposed to buying the $5 million house next door that's just as good?
Britney's a good example. I don't think anyone who's interested in Britney is really going to be able to afford the $5 or $6 million price tag, so I think she might be a bad example of that.
Well, pick one. Jackie O, that's a better example for you.
Jackie O is the best example that I can come up with. Her apartment at 1040 Park Avenue was, which is in an incredible location overlooking Central Park in New York City, traded for about $9 million, which was probably twice the value of a similar apartment in the building not owned by Jacqueline Onassis.
Do all the apartments, New York's an interesting concept because you get people like Jackie O who actually live in the same building with other people. Do the other apartments in that building trade at a higher price because it's the Jackie O building?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You made the comment that it would be cool to knock on your next door neighbor's door if it were Madonna and get a cup of sugar. I don't think I'd be willing to pay 20 or 30% more for that privilege, but I would if I could be in her bathtub or sleep in her bedroom by owning her apartment.
But she's not going to be there. Does everybody know that?
Well, I think there's a little, as I said, some of it rubs off perhaps.
I don't know. I think that the whatever Clorox is pretty good. But here's the thing. What's the sustainability? So Jackie O lives in the apartment,
right,
and I want to be able to dine in Jackie O's dining room, so I show up and I pay double or whatever the market value is for Jackie O's apartment. I enjoy this. I regale my friends with stories of Jackie O over dinner. 10 years later, I want to sell it. Does the value that I paid in, because now it's just a fool like myself, you see,
yeah,
is it retained value?
Well, David Koch bought that apartment in the mid-90s, I guess, early 90s. And after 10 years of double-digit appreciation in New York City, he did just fine. He also did a complete renovation of the property. Believe it or not, it was not in what we'd call mint condition. It was in almost very good original condition. So he did a renovation, and he rode out appreciation, and he realized a tremendous gain on that apartment.
So I'm about to get in trouble right here, but at least I know it before I say it. Are there celebrities, perhaps someone like, I don't know, Woody Allen, who actually reduced the value of the building?
Well, that's an interesting example. And in New York City, in cooperative living, in apartment living, people really aren't too excited about having celebrities or very visible personalities in their apartment buildings, because Woody Allen's a great example. When the Soon Yi episode occurred, the people in that building were not tremendously excited to walk outside and have a phalanx of photographers outside their building every single day. Here in Manhattan, people pay for quiet privacy, and they live in cooperative buildings just for that very reason.
Now, rock stars are also a more of a liability, I assume.
Yeah, if you're going to have, again, groupies and fans hanging outside your building, it's not really, most of these people will not get into cooperative buildings. They would not be approved by a board of directors in Manhattan apartments.
That's because they're sometimes not that cooperative.
Precisely.
You know what I'm saying?
Precisely.
Paul Purcell, thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Stay with us. Bullseye coming right back.